Welcome back. November is Native American Heritage Month, and for a glimpse at how the city is recognizing it, we have Xavier Bickett with the Human Rights Commission, along with a curator for an upcoming exhibit, Jim Jones. Thanks both of you for being here today.
Thank you.
So first off, Xavier, I want to start off, what is Native American Heritage Month, and why does the Human Rights Commission find it something important to recognize?
Well, thanks for having us, first of all. I appreciate it. So Bloomington has a long and rich history with Native Americans. We have a lot of burial grounds here, I think about 20, I think that's about right. And it was known as the ones that came before us. And so with Bloomington, the reason why we're asking the city to recognize Native American History Month, we've had the Ojibwe, the Iowan Native Americans, and the Dakota that have been around. And Bloomington was actually known as where the water touches the bluffs. So we're asking them to commemorate this, and hopefully they'll accept it.
Very cool. And so what events do we have going on to kind of mark Native American Heritage Month?
Sure. So we're hosting an exhibit, Why Treaties Matter, and this is going to be from the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council, and the dates are November 2nd through the 9th, and then again from the 15th through the 30th. And we're coordinating with a coffee with the curator. Jim's going to be with us, and he's going to talk about the exhibit and some of the history between where the Native Americans had important things going on in Bloomington, and then also kind of the points of interest that are in Bloomington now. We're also going to be having catering done by Gatherings Cafe out of Minneapolis, the Minneapolis American Indian Center, and they're going to have some Native American appetizer dishes like bison bites and things of that. And then our keynote speaker is going to be Dr. Don Bartlett. He's going to tell his personal journey as a Chippewa Indian, growing up with some severe disabilities in an unhealthy environment, but preserving it in a multicultural world.
A lot of stuff going on, and that kind of brings me to you, Jim. I know you're one of the exhibits, one of the events he mentioned, Why Treaties Matter. Tell me a little bit about this exhibit and what people can expect when they see it.
The Why Treaties Matter exhibit was developed in cooperation with the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council, the Minnesota Humanities Center, and the National Museum of the American Indian. That was provided with funding from the Minnesota legislation on the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund that was voted on by the people of Minnesota. The concept really grew about explaining how treaties in Minnesota had an impact on the state and how it shaped the 11 nations within the state of Minnesota, the tribal nations. And that role was to explain how treaties had that impact and shaped our state, but also that history of those treaties and how it had an impact across the nation. Kevin Gover from the National Museum of the American Indian really wanted to bring that forward, and years later, the National Museum of American Indian developed the Why Treaties Matter exhibit in Washington, D.C., but it really started here in Minnesota with the Why Treaties Matter exhibit that you'll have in the city of Bloomington back in November. It's a 20-panel exhibit. It has an interactive touchscreen that goes along with it that gives the voices of tribal leaders, past and present, and also community people talking about why treaties matter and how it still has an effect even today.
Definitely, and I saw a few of the panels already, and I guess when people go and look at this exhibit, what are you hoping that they learn or take away? I guess, what is the purpose of having this out there?
Having learned the knowledge and understanding of how treaties are still effective today in today's society, and that it still relates to the tribal communities even today across the nation, and understanding how treaties are still a viable part within our tribal nations today, and how the word sovereignty is still utilized by those tribes and the communities, and understanding that relationship that the federal government has with tribal nations within Minnesota. You know, so to have the common person walk away with an understanding and a better understanding about learning something about our past and our shared history in Minnesota, I think is one of the main goals.
Do you think treaties are something maybe a lot of people don't understand or don't find important these days that needs to be kind of clarified, I guess?
Well, it's, you know, not understanding how treaties affect even today, you know. whether it's hunting and fishing rights or just commerce, you know. People don't understand that the whole commerce and what shaped Minnesota and shaped the history of America was based on that international commerce. And if you look at how treaties were shaped and formed, even within the state of Minnesota, you look at the different boundaries and connections. Each treaty is connected to a large body of water that can be connected to an international body. And it's so that those tribal nations still had that international commerce. And if you look at that commerce to historically, going back to history, American Indian people were trading with one another thousands of years. We have artifacts that are represented in the state that go back thousands of years, but these are through trade networks that were developed thousands of years ago. And it's because of that the fur trade and the exploration of North America really took effect, because we had these trade routes already established years ago. You know, so when you look at how treaties matter today, and you look at how these boundaries were set up, there's boundaries that are set up that connect international bodies of water. The northern Minnesota international Canadian border, the Red River Valley, the Minnesota, the Mississippi. It's so that people still had these connections and trade routes, you know. And so when you look at that and how the fur trade developed, it's through these American Indian trade routes that they took off on, as it shaped, you know, that international commerce that we talk about today.
A lot of good information there, and I know it'll be really interesting to look at. And
we're really excited about it.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of good events sounds like going on during Native American Heritage Month, and I just thank you for being in studio today and telling us a little bit about it.
Thank you for having
us.
If you want to check out the exhibit Why Treaties Matter, head to Civic Plaza between November 2nd and 9th and the 15th through the 30th. We'll be right back.